Okay. So I'm gonna create a new file. We're gonna make a two-page spread this time. So file, new document. So to create a two-page spread, we're gonna make sure we have two pages. And since it's gonna be a spread, if I do two pages right now and I start on page one, it's gonna look like this. One here, one here. That's not what we want. We want them next to each other. So instead, you want to do file, new document, and then start on page two. I think that'll do it. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Another thing we can do is if you already created the file, starting on page one, or no, two pages, sorry. So this is the default again, two pages, and the default is start on page one. We have facing pages turned on, make sure that one is checked, and then click create. Okay, so if you do have this situation, you can always fix it by dragging, okay, opening the pages panel and then dragging this here. You're gonna notice it doesn't really let you do anything. It just shuffles the pages. Say I put um, a big one over here. That's not really big. Control Shift to scale it up. Let's make this page 2. Notice whenever I try to drag this one next to the other one, it shuffles instead of sticking there. So to prevent that, you can go to the options over here, and then there's an option here that says allow document pages to shuffle. By default, it's going to be checked. If you uncheck that and then you try that again, you'll see they actually stick. And we should probably switch these around. Also, I don't know if it's centered. Just put that there and put that there. So it should be centered. It's kind of weird because it'll let you do like two on the left side or two on the right side, like that. You could tell from the pages panel there's like a line over here, vertical line. Just try to get that in the middle of the two pages. So drag this here. There we go. So right now it's in the center. That's how it should be. Okay, so again, it's allow document pages to shuffle. You want to turn that off. All right. So I've got a bunch of pictures here. This is an article about China, Beijing, the Yangtze River. So let me see. Why do I have two of these? Okay, one of these is a TIFF. One of them is a JPEG. I don't know why I have two of them. But anyway, um, just use one or the other. You could use both TIFF or JPEG, doesn't matter. And then we have the text here. So if you want to just preview what the text looks like, you could drag it in here. Oops. Just drag it here. It's gonna say missing fonts. I guess the Word document that I'm dragging from here, it's a Word document that has the text, and Word documents are formatted. So if it's formatted with Times Bold, Times Roman, and I don't have that, it's gonna give me this warning. So I could just replace them right now. I probably have something very similar to Times Bold and Times Roman. I'll just look for Times over here. I have Times New Roman, probably the same thing. So I'll change this one. Say change all. And then for Times Bold, change that to Times New Roman Bold. And then again, change all. And then done. Then I could drop this off here. So, I mean, put it in there just so you could see how much text there is, so you can figure out how you're gonna position things, how much space you need for the text. So there's a good amount of text here. And that's just one of the Word files. We also have this one here, Yangtze River. Bring that over. And again, I probably have the same missing fonts. I'll just replace those. So Times Bold, I'll replace with Times New Roman Bold. Change all. And this can be Times New Roman Italic. Just Times New Roman normal for this one. And that's it. Okay, done. And that's the rest of the text. This one, for some reason, when I do this, you can see half of this is empty. That's probably because, well, let's find out. Why is there so much space on the right side? It's not because of the columns, which you might think maybe it's because it's two columns, but it's not. Let's try going into right click and then go into text frame options if it's here. I guess it's not there. We have to go to object text frame options. Okay, and we have a width value here. Inset spacing is 0. So that's not the issue. It's not the gutter, not the number of columns. Let's check the paragraph options here. Oh, I see. Okay, so it looks like on the paragraph, there's a right indent of 12p4. I'm gonna put that to 0. Okay, so if you have like a huge gap on the right side, check your paragraph options and make sure your right indent is 0. Okay, another thing you can do is when you have text, you're copy pasting from somewhere, and you don't want it to come in with the same styles that it had. You can do a paste without formatting, and it'll just paste plain text. But in this case, I'll keep the formatting because there's some bold text in there, some italic stuff, and yeah, if I paste without formatting, then I lose all of that. So better I just figure out what was causing the gap and fix that instead of removing the formatting completely. Alright, okay, so reading the text here, we can see this is just Journey to Mysterious Beijing, A Journey to China, Truly an Odyssey. Okay, so it looks like this is just general information about China with things about tombs and the Great Wall and emperors and stuff. And then this one is just about the Yangtze River. So we should keep that in mind when we're bringing these pictures in. So here's a picture of the Great Wall. Another just a generic picture you might want to use. Now, this would be a nice cover picture, I think. If we decided to do a cover page. So if we started on page 1 and we did 3 pages, maybe we could just, you know, put the title on the first page and then save all of this for just the information. I'll leave that up to you guys. If you want, you can do 3 pages. Here's the river I think that we need to. Right, I'm assuming that's the Yangtze River. This is probably it as well. And also this one. Well, this is the same photo just zoomed in, right? Anyways, it's we're not going to use every picture we have here. I'll probably use one of these or the other. I'm not going to use both of these since I don't know, it's image of the same location. So we'll figure that out. I mean, I'll throw it on the side for now. Keep it in my pasteboard, or I'll just add them later. Okay, for now we could use placeholders. You're not exactly sure where you're going to put the pictures or which picture, you can use placeholders. Okay, but to help me design this, I'm going to create some columns, I guess. We'll do layout, create guides, or let's do margin and columns actually. Maybe we could just add the columns this way. Um, I've got 1p6 margins on the outside. I think that's these purple margins right there. If we turn on the preview and I increase this, you could see it moves. So I'll leave it at 1p6. And I want to add some columns here. So let's do 3 columns and then click OK. Alright, so now I'll just place this here. Place all this other text here. Now just because all of this text is in one text box doesn't mean we have to keep it that way. I think what I'll do is break it up. So make this a little bit smaller like this. Just have it more manageable, I think. Let's say it starts here. And then we could click the little plus sign here for the overset text and continue this in the next column. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put a big picture up here, so I'm gonna move this down. And let's see what else is left for the third column. Not too much text left for the third column, so I might want to balance these a little. I'll take these two and make them a little bit shorter, so that fills up the rest of this box with some more text. Okay. So I could do one big picture here, or I could try to break it up a little, have I don't know, maybe a picture here and then another picture here. Or I could put this more up here in the middle. Try to balance this a little bit more. Actually, there should be a way to balance this text automatically. If we select all 3 of these columns and we go to Object, Text Frame Options, let's go to Auto Size, turn on Auto Size Height Only. And let's do, okay, auto size from the top. Click OK. And I'll just adjust this until they're even, like that. Okay, and for the title, I'm gonna cut that out. Also deleting some of that space that was there, because I think it was added with just the space bar, right? If we let's turn on hidden characters view, um, or no, it's type, show hidden characters. Yeah, you can see they put three spaces, so hitting the space bar 3 times, that's not what we want to do. Instead, we'll do it properly with from the paragraph options. We'll add um, first line left indent if we want to do that. So I'll do what, 0p6, I guess. Actually, let's do this. Let's add drop cap. 2 lines, and if we're gonna do drop cap, I think normally you don't have a left indent on that, so I'll leave the left indent 0, and then I could go more. I could go 3 lines. Excuse me, 3 lines for the drop cap, and I believe there's a way to nudge that text away from it a little, because this M is way too close to the A. Let's see what we could do about that. We can maybe hold Alt and then press the right arrow. That will move the text to the right. So Alt or Option on the Mac. Alt or Option plus right arrow.
Sir, sorry, the large A, that's just a text box, is that right?
The large A is the drop cap number of lines.
Oh,
So it's a paragraph setting.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. I cut out the title earlier. Let's not forget to include the title. Probably leave room somewhere for the title. And then I want this to be really big. The drop cap is pretty large. I want this to be bigger than that, right? And we could have the title span across both pages. Or we could do something like that. And then make the journey to a little bit smaller. And if we want to space the text apart more evenly, you can also use Alt and press the up arrow to do that. This basically changes the line height. I think that's a character formatting. So if you go to character formatting and look at leading, that's what we're changing when we press Alt and up arrow. And if you make the text bigger, you're gonna have to increase the leading. We could also separate these into two different boxes if we just want to have more freedom. So if we do that, then we just put it wherever we want. Okay, let me look at these pictures again. I've got a lot of empty space up here. I could probably put a text over that. I've also got a lot of empty space here or darkness down here. Not so much on this one. Um, but I think that's what I did in my previous design. So take advantage of, I don't know, that area that we could put text in. Let me try changing this to white. Let's see if that's something we should do. I'm gonna go into preview mode, see if it's still readable. Could be if we maybe change the font and add drop shadows or whatnot. This text here definitely needs to be white. Oops, let's um, I want to change the text color, so it's not letting me click on formatting effects text. I guess I have to actually highlight the text. Then I'll click paper for the color. Alright. And I think there's some settings we can change to change the way the text is balanced. The way lines or the way paragraphs are balanced. I don't mean what I'm doing here. This is I'm manually controlling how much text each of these boxes has. But there's also something in story settings, I believe. If we go to type story, um, we turn on optical margin alignment. It'll change how these the text fits in these boxes. You see here the A kind of nudges a little bit to the left, and this is like a preference, I think. Increasing this number seems to push the text away from the left side. I'll leave this on whatever it was, 12. There's another one. I think it's under paragraph options. Let's see. Here we go. So Adobe Paragraph Composer versus Adobe Single Line Composer. It's another way we could change this. So let me go back there. So when I set it to Adobe Paragraph Composer, I think it looks at the entire paragraph and then decides where to like break the word. But if I do Adobe Single Line Composer, it only looks at a single line. But I think it works better as the original, which was Paragraph Composer. Okay, so I was hoping one of those would automatically fix these orphans for me, but as you can see, the word enviable here is alone. That's usually not good to have, so you're gonna wanna manually adjust the text spacing. In this case, I think what can we do? If we maybe highlight all of this and then in the character options, go to the tracking and decrease that a little bit to -20. Then it fits the whole thing in that last line so we don't have an orphan. Same with maybe here. Maybe I'll select a little bit more of this and then decrease this. Don't do it too much because then it'll look weird, right? Then it's like very close together. You don't want to do that. So at most -20. This is also not good whenever the last line of the paragraph is by itself. So well, I think that one I'll adjust by just changing the size of these paragraphs or these text boxes. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and this could come down lower. Alright, Beijing we could place on this empty area, I think. Make it a little bit smaller. And then Journey to Mysterious. Try to place it somewhere where the background's not too busy. And also, you can always add your own overlay on these. So say fill this with black, this black box here. I can bring that here, top of this text. Send it below the text, but above the image by pressing Control left bracket or Command left bracket. So I'm pressing Control plus this button on the keyboard. Oops, what happened to it? Tell you what happened to it. It's black on black. So that will send back. So if you select something and you press that, it will basically do object arrange. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Object arrange send backwards. Control left bracket. So you could just do it that way too by clicking that, but it's just easier this way. So it's just a way to arrange your layers. Oops. Also, if you look at the layers panel and open the layers here, if you open the sub layers, you select this and you start pressing Control left bracket or right bracket, you'll notice your object moving back and forth in the layers. But anyways, I want this only above the background image. And I'm gonna place it, maybe let's cover the whole thing from all the way here, right? So it's covering the whole picture, but I'm gonna use gradient feather. I'm gonna click down here and drag up. You could keep doing it. Maybe start from low, a little bit higher, or drag higher. You get different gradient results. If that helps, you can do that. Although I don't think it was necessary for this, because you could still read it. But basically I'm adding this gradient on top of it. Right, and let's look for a nice font to use. Go to character and then just, oops, and I forgot. We need to make the text box bigger. Or why don't we try this? Let's go to object, text frame options, and just turn on auto size for this too. Let's do height and width. That way I don't have to worry about the size of the text box. It'll just adjust for me. Yeah, and this is just up to you what you want to use. I don't know if there's a right or wrong font. I think I'll go with this one. And I don't have to stick with white. I probably could use red here. Oops, not like that. We want to set the formatting effects text button, then pick our color. And I think I want to make that a little bit brighter, like that. Oh, and I think originally we had this on a single line. Although since I turned on auto sizing, it wants to do it this way. Even when I do this, it snaps back. So for this one, maybe after I'm done picking the font, I'll go back to text frame options and turn off auto size so it doesn't do that. Alright, let's go back to normal view and figure out what we're going to do on the second page. So for this one, it's going to be the Yahtzee River, so maybe grab a couple pictures here. Let's do a fill frame proportionally, and then you can crop it how you like. I don't know how I want to place this. Since we're doing giant titles like this, maybe I'll take out the Yangtze River and make that a little bit bigger too. So is this font or is it not the same font? If it's not the same, let me eyedrop. Okay, we have to highlight the text, grab the eyedropper, and click this text. So it copied the font, but it also copied the color, and I'm gonna change the color here back to black so I can see it. I copied the font and the font size of that text. Okay, so I'll probably put a big picture here and then a few more pictures down here. Send it to the back. See if I could fit it on this whole entire column. And also, I don't think the picture needs to fit on the margins. I'll expand the image all the way to the borders, or to the bleed actually, and then fill frame proportionally. And this picture too, I think we could expand it to the bleed. Do a quick preview. Um, I don't want the text that close to the edge of the picture here. So I think I'll move that there and then expand this one here. Yep, and this probably should be white as well. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Fill that whole page with that image. Um, I think it still feels too close to this picture, but maybe I should just do that. Bring this down. What else? I think put that there. put this here. Anyways, you could play around with it like a puzzle, and eventually you'll land on something you like. So I'm thinking we'll do this and then add a couple more images. I guess that's all for the Yangtze River images. I mean, I have this one, but it's the same picture here. And that works. Okay. What else? So, and then after that, it's just the final touches. What do you want to do to this? Maybe you could decide if you want to round corners. If you're gonna do rounded corners, just make sure you're consistent. So whenever I round this, it tells me up here, let's make it what, 1p. Make this one 1p as well. We could add borders. We can add a box behind this text, maybe to help read better. Line that up to our margins. Well, it's not a good idea to line this up to the margins because then the text will be right at the edge of the black. So probably just extend that all the way to the bleed. And this way too. And let's make it transparent. What's this? Okay, that's the middle of the page. I'm just gonna make sure everything's lined up nicely. Okay, and then this can come this way. And let's make this a little bit transparent. So I could gradient feather it or just entirely lower the opacity like this. And I'm not sure if I should make this picture all big like this because it looks pixelated now. If the picture is big enough, you should do that, but in this case I think the image might be too small. But let me go to display performance, high quality to be sure. Okay, well it's better now. So I had typical display quality turned on and it was pixelating things. I think now it's okay. Well, you want to know for sure if it's okay or not. Check the size of the image. This one is 1200 by 1585, um, which for a computer display is great. 1200 by 1585. But if you're talking about printing something, whenever you're printing, you want the resolution to be a little bit higher. Here's how we calculate. Say file. Actually, let me do it in Photoshop. Photoshop. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new document. I'm gonna say for print, and the paper size is 8.5 by 11 inches. So you want the resolution to be 300 if you're trying to print something. Okay. Um, so anything you print, the smaller it is, the higher the resolution. 300 should be the highest, really. But once you get up to like billboard sizes, then you could start lowering this, down to maybe 150. But for a regular piece of paper or a movie poster, you want that to be like 300 resolution. So what that means is you have 300 pixels per inch, and if it's 8.5 by 11 inches, so every inch you're gonna multiply by 300, so that's how many pixels you're gonna get at the end. So if I click create and we look at the image size right now, we actually need 2550 pixels by 3300 pixels, which means if we bring this image here, you can see it's kind of too small to really place it that big. This one I think is big enough to use as a full screen. Let me open this in a different tab. So if I drag this onto this 8.5 by 11 300 resolution size document, and it's big enough to cover it, that means I could use this as a full page image, and I could print it and it'll be good quality. But this image is gonna be a little bit pixelated if you print it. Okay. So basically, if you want a full size image, um, 8.5 by 11, make sure the height is at least 3000 pixels and the width is 2500 pixels. Right, but that's how I know this image, I should not make it full screen. It's gonna look bad if I actually print this. The other one I think is okay. This one is 2500 by 3400, so it's big enough that I could cover the whole thing, but I shouldn't be covering the whole thing with this one, right? I mean, it looks cool, the design and everything, but unfortunately I cannot use this image. Actually, nowadays you don't really need to worry too much. If it's close enough, the image really is simple. It's there's not too much detail in this. It's a silhouette of a ship, some silhouette of a mountain. So you don't have too much detail in there. The only detail really is the water. So what you could do is you could filter. This is in Photoshop. I don't think you could do this in InDesign. You could use neural filters in Photoshop and scale this, or you could use a third party. There's websites that will use AI to scale up an image. Let's try super zoom. Let's increase it 3x. I think 3x is what we need. Add a little bit noise reduction. Remove JPEG artifacts. No face in here, so we're not going to turn that on. And then it takes a while though, it's kind of slow. But that's if you really want to use that image. You're desperate, then yeah, you can use AI to try enlarging it. And the AI will make it bigger without having it blurry. Because you could just scale the image up and artificially Photoshop will add pixels to it, but it's gonna end up blurry. And if we do it this way, it'll try to figure out what kind of details to add in there. Is it done? It's a little bit slow. Let me, there we go. Okay, done. So that increased the image size. So this whole thing got bigger. That means I could drag this into a new, actually instead of dragging it somewhere, let me just make this smaller. So I'll use the crop tool and I'll change the width of this to 8.5 inches. Oops. Actually, sorry, let's not do that. Actually, yeah, we can actually. If you crop, it's not gonna make the whole picture smaller. It's just gonna make the document smaller. So this will stay exactly this size, but we'll make this go back to 8.5 by 11. So 8.5, 11. Oh, 300 pixels per inch. 8.5, 11 inches. IN. There we go. Okay, so I put 8.5 by 11 inches at 300 resolution. Um, why did the whole okay? Never mind, it did make the whole thing smaller. I thought this would stay the same size. I'll just do it this way, it's easier. Create a new document, 8.5 by 11, 300 resolution, and I drag this into it. There we go. So you can see it's a lot bigger than it used to be. So now it's able to cover this 8.5 by 11 image. And let's see what, um, see how good of a job it did. So here's the original image. Here's the one I used AI to increase the size of. If we make this one as big as the other one, let me make my canvas bigger so I could fit both of them. So this below this up, edit, we transform. So this one I just scaled it up this one I used AI to scale it up. Is there a difference? You can see the background on this one is less noisy. What else? The water, eh, not a huge difference. But again, it was a very low detail image to begin with. But anyways, that's the one if you just scale it up. This is if you use AI to scale it up. So, and not a huge difference here. It's a little bit smoother, but I don't think it was gonna make a big difference. I still wouldn't use this as a full size background image. Right. We'll probably just swap that out with this image or whichever one's bigger. How big was this one? This one's 17 by 21. That's not really big enough either. This one's 3000 by 1605. It's big, but it's in the wrong. This is landscape. I would have to rotate it and then it wouldn't look good. So yeah, we can't really use any of these other images. Just this one or this one or this one. So we could do this. We could say click inside this image, double click on this. So you grab the image inside, cut it out, grab this one and then paste into, and then click this button to make it fit, and then figure out what you want to use for the background of this one. Send that to the back. Obviously we can't use that one because it wouldn't work, but we could maybe use this though. Or this one. Wait, are these the same? Oh, it's the same. Okay. I thought I had a left and a right side. There's also this one we could use perhaps. How big is this one? 23 by 3400. Yeah, it's big enough. And then it has big empty space at the top. Let's where's the object fitting? Fitting, fill frame proportional. Same as this button. Alright, so this one, um, if I do use this one, I gotta move things around. And then I don't want the dragon to be covered by these pictures. I want to move this down to the bottom, move this up, move that away, do something like that. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of options on this. The way I had it before was fine. When we come back from break, because it's 8:02 already. I'll show you how to make the text um, wrap around this image. Okay, we'll basically crop the dragon when we come back. Okay, let's take a break. Let's continue. So we have this really big dragon over here, and there's lots of empty space up here. Looks like it's perfect for adding some text into it. So we could use, go into normal view. What's this? Not sure what this is. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you two ways to do this. One is using the pen tool to manually draw a box around this. Alright, so I got a box going all the way around, and I'm just gonna do this and go back around. Where did I? Oh wait, we want to go back to here. So basically I have this shape here. Let me fill it with solid color so you can see. I've got this shape. We place it here, and let's just adjust the edges, I guess. Have it here. I'm gonna hold the Alt button and just flatten this here. Like that. Okay, so I have that shape. I'm gonna take this dragon picture. I'm gonna say cut. I'm gonna take this shape that I just drew, and I'm gonna say paste into, and then let's do fill frame proportionally. Okay, and once we do that, we can um, make another box, put that back there, and fill that with this red color. No, why didn't it pick it up? I think I need to do shift and eyedrop. Actually, that didn't work either. Why isn't it picking it up? I think it's not picking it up because there's no fill. So, um, no, that's why it's set to character settings and paragraph settings. Okay, make sure you double click the eyedropper if you messed with the settings. And let's reset it. Or let's just turn on fill settings and click OK. Now let me eyedrop that. We pick up the color. Okay, so I want to fill that box with that color. There we go. And I'll send that to the back. And let's make sure this dragon shape that I drew does not have a stroke on it. Okay, so if we do that, then if I wanted to put a picture here, um, that didn't turn out as great as I wanted. Anyways, okay, we won't put pictures there, we'll just put the text. Okay, so if we want the text to wrap around this, um, I had two boxes, I think. We could bring this closer to this and then select the, I think we have to select the image, not the text. So this shape that I just drew, I'm going to select it and say object, or not object, window text wrap. Let's turn on text wrap to wrap around object shape. And we could get the text to wrap around the shape. Can also add some um, spacing or padding. Then again, we don't really need to. It's already padded because it's not exactly up against the dragon. But this was kind of unnecessary. The way I just showed you is the manual way to do it, but you don't need to do all that because let's go Control Z, back, back, back. Should be an easy way to do it. So if you want this picture, I already showed you in a previous lesson, I think, briefly, but if we want this to get cut out, we can use object, clipping path, options, and then here we're gonna say instead of none, detect edges, and this should detect the edges of the dragon. Gonna mess with the threshold, but like it's kind of hard to see what's going on. Or maybe it doesn't work with the red. Move it here so I have more space to work. Um, Actually, it's fine here. So we should be able to just cut out the dragon and leave the red part out, or just it's gonna automatically create like a clipping path around this. But I think it has to be a white background. I'm not sure because when I do object clipping path options, detect edges, getting this weird path that's going up here. I don't know why that's happening. Messing with the threshold will change that a little bit, but I'm also noticing it's like detecting these white parts for some reason. See, it sort of works, but it's mostly going after the white for some reason. Maybe we need to mess with the tolerance. Okay, it's having trouble with the red background. So what I'm gonna do, gonna have to Photoshop the image. So we could select the image and say edit with Photoshop, and then basically just fill this with white. Let's turn on tolerance to like 20 and then do it so it's not so rough. And then close this and save it. And then try that again. Object, where did it go? Clipping path options, detect edges. See, now it works normal. I think. Let me see. Let's click OK. Fill this with the red color. Center back. And then let's see if I traced it right. So select this again and turn on window text wrap, or not text to image. Window text wrap and click on wrap around object shape. Yeah, it seems to be working. Now that I think of it though, I don't even think you needed to do that. You could just turn on text wrap, and I think it'll already, if we do, let's say window text wrap, turn on wrap around object shape. Oh, never mind. It doesn't detect it like that. Um, yeah, we actually do have to select this, not this, get rid of that box that was there. Okay, so we do need to um, select the image and say object, clipping path, options, detect edges. Alright, so just leave it on normal. Don't invert it. If you invert it, that's gonna happen. So just leave it normal. Don't need to use high resolution image, I don't think. The only thing you might need to do is play with the threshold. But for this one, since it's just pure red over here, I don't really need to do much there. Like 5 is good enough. And then click OK. Then the text should wrap around. Select the picture, click that. And then you will need to make a box, fill it with that red color, so and send it to the back. But anyways, I don't think I have enough text to even need to wrap this around. Maybe if we make the text bigger. Right now the font size is, what is the font size? I think it's 12. I don't know why it's disabled. It's forcing me to highlight the text. It's at 12. We could increase that to like 16. But if I do that, then I have to make the other text bigger too. Right? You gotta keep your font sizes consistent, I think. So I can't really go all the way up to 16 because if I make this one 16, it's not gonna fit anymore. Let's try 14. If I do 14, I just need to give this a little bit more room here. Oh wait, no, I need to add a lot more room. Just increasing it from 12 to 14, you can see takes up a lot more space. So I'll keep it at 12. Anyways, there was no need to wrap the text because I don't have enough text to do that. I could maybe switch since this isn't the Yangtze River. Yangtze, I don't know how you say it. But yeah, I could probably, since I have more text here, I could probably just do that. Let's um, switch them. And what's this warning? So we're seeing a warning here, a little yellow thing, little yellow triangle. Go to your links, you'll see it's there again. It says modify, double click to update. So I'll double click it and it updated the image. It updated it to what I did here, I guess, when I opened it in Photoshop, when I deleted or I changed the background to white. I should probably undo that. Careful when you do that, by the way. When I edit the original with Photoshop, I think I permanently changed it to white here. Can't really undo that anymore since I um, painted the actual background instead of creating a new layer and you know, keeping it safe. But it's okay, I'll just simply fill it with red and it looks like it's back to normal. Alright, now we have a mess of text boxes and shapes, so let me clean it up a little bit. Let's move that there. move this text here. Just kind of move things out of the way. And then, what's this? What's that? There's nothing else here. Okay, good. So the first thing here should just be the background. And why is this white? Let's do relink. Oh, it's because I did the thing clipping path. Let me turn that off for a second. All right, and then the longer text was these three columns, I think. As you can see, it's wrapping around the entire picture right now because I turned off the detect edges. So let me turn it back on. Oh, okay, never mind. I messed up by undoing so I had to keep the background white. I forgot it doesn't work with the red background, the detect edges. Anyways, let's just manually draw the shape again. Yeah, the detect edges only works with white backgrounds, so and I don't want to have to Photoshop my picture to make the background white, so I'll just manually draw this again. This is not that hard. I don't have to draw it exact because I'm not trying to wrap the text really sharp around the details. We just want to sort of wrap it a little bit around the shape. So that's why this could be off a little bit. And then which text is this one? Looks like it's still wrapping around the whole thing. Let me select this picture and turn off the text wrap. And just wrap it around the new shape that I drew. If I can select it. There we go. So the text wrap is around this shape I drew and not the dragon. Because if you put the text wrap on the dragon while you still have the red background, it's gonna see all, it's gonna just look at this rectangle and it's gonna wrap the text around it. Oops. Anyways, the text is white, but you get the idea. If you turn on text wrap on this with wraparound shape, it's gonna actually wrap around the rectangle. So that's why I turned it off of that, and I'm um, just turning it on this shape that I drew. It wraps around that. Now let's just make sure we got the right text. It's this one. Oh, here's the rest of it. Yeah, looks like it doesn't quite fit. I could move the dragon down, I guess. Give it some more room. And then just fill the top of this with the red. I didn't have to move it that much, I guess. Just a tiny bit. Because this is the only text that doesn't fit. A couple lines here. So just barely move it down. Like that. And yeah, I think this is good. So there's just a tiny little bit of empty part up there, but it's a solid red color here. Oh, and actually, it's not even empty. I actually had more picture. I wasn't fully extending it. That's the full height of the image. Alright, so only problem with this is the title doesn't fit at the top, so I would have to put the title here, but that doesn't kind of make sense. So maybe I should just switch this, put it here. Put it on page 2. Trying to fit it back exactly where it needs to be. So I'm looking at the columns. Let's try to place them with the guidelines. There we go. Where's my rest of my text? What's this one? So this is Yahtzee River text. For that. And then there should be Journey to Mysterious. Might have, oh no, it's here. So we could do that, and then put the Yangtze River stuff here. Make this black. Well, can't really make it black. Actually, I can. I'll just do this part black, leave this one white. But I'm gonna have to adjust the size of this picture. And probably get rid of the border on that. We don't need it. Also don't need the rounded corners. Just get rid of that. Anyways, you saw me go like back and forth with the design. None of the designs I did originally were wrong. I'm just trying to show you that, if you keep playing around with it, you'll keep coming up with new layouts. So you might start with one, you're not happy with it, keep messing with it. But sometimes the original one you started with is the best. In this case, I don't know. I switched it up so much that I don't know if I should stick with this one or what I originally had. Make this all white. That works. And then um that's fine. So just try to come up with um nice design, but here I'll show you a couple more. Just I did like 4 different versions of this. Let's see what I had before. I forgot what I did. Stone update. Skip. Okay, so here's some other designs, some other ideas. I think I like this one the best. I just throw in the Yahtzee River, not too big, and then throw this picture on top of it. What do we have here? The same thing. And then this one. Oh, my picture. What happened to my picture? So there's a little question mark here. If you go to links, why is my links all the way down there? Links missing. Double click to relink. It says BG2 merged. Guess I must have photoshopped something. I don't know what was merged exactly. I'm assuming what picture would work with this? Probably one of these. No, it couldn't be that one. Oh, it must have been here. Well, I have a PDF of it, I guess. I don't remember exactly what I did there, but it must have been that. Oh no, that was the last design. It's not this. This one? Maybe it was this. Maybe this one's a little bit different. Um, what did I do here? You can see it's the dragon image here on the right side. Probably just photoshopped the dragon a bunch just so I could put it on the right side. And I think that's it. I don't know what's in here. Oh, it's just the original unchanged files. I'm gonna upload this to Google Classroom. You guys will have all these pictures and you'll have the text. Your next assignment will be to try to put this together in your own way. Okay, and I'll throw in these examples just so you get some ideas. I'll include these up there, I guess. Okay, and I was gonna do another one. I was gonna give you a second option, but um, yeah, I guess we could do this second option, which is to do an artist. It's kind of similar, that's why I was thinking we could do both of these. So this is, oops, I saved this one wrong. So you can see this one got saved as pages. It should be spreads, so they should be side by side, like this. So you could do China or you could do Francisco de Goya, or I don't want to make it too open. The whole point of this is you have an employer that gave you the text and the images already. You just have to put it together. Usually you pick the images too from stock image sites, but sometimes they provide images. Here's another one. Should probably do this one. This one's nice. Why do I have so many of these? Yeah, we did some text wrapping here around the image. But at the end of the day, I think the best one is probably this right here. So I'll give you this text and it'll be up to you. You want to do this or you want to do China? guess I don't have the. Wait, maybe it's design 3. Oh, yeah, it's this one. Okay, so what do we do here to wrap the text? Let's see. Let's go into W view. You can see here I drew another box. Much more simple shape though. It's just a little V shape. But yeah, I used that. I Here, let's do it from scratch. I'll delete it so you can see what it looks like without that. So I just drew a shape around this. Select that shape and go to Window Text Wrap and turn on Wrap Around Object Shape. Then any text you bring near it will wrap around the object shape. Okay, it looks like I'm missing a font over here. That's why it's pink. Let's find out what font we're missing. Go to the character panel. It's called Vijaya. And it's probably not a Google font, which is why. Actually, maybe, let me see. Let's go to type, find and replace font. So we're missing this Vijaya regular, but I don't see the option to enable it in Adobe, so I guess it's not an Adobe font. I did this a long time ago, so I probably didn't even have the Creative Cloud when I did it. There was no enabling fonts and everything, so I probably just downloaded it. But I'm just curious, what font is that? Well, I guess it's this. So some sort of script font. Not even script. It's just um. Hold on. Vijaya font. I guess it's just that. It's just a simple italic font. I don't even know why I would download that. I'm sure I could find a better font. Weird thing is none of these sites. Okay, there it is. It's that, I guess. Like they don't give you a good preview of the font. Anyways, I'll replace it with something else. For now, I'll replace it with just something random. Let's turn on object text frame options, auto size, width and height, so we don't have to resize the box, and then just figure out which font you want to use. I could do something like that. Right. Try not to leave little pockets of text like that. Not sure how we can fix that. Maybe we should mess with the shape. Where's that shape that I added? So this shape that I created, I could probably mess with it a little bit. Why is there a double shape? Oh, it's just glitching. There's no. Oh no, there is a double. Why is there two of them? I don't know. That's weird. You see, there's there's a line going here, but there's a line going there. I'm gonna try to delete this one, but like I think it's just glitching. It's not really there. No, maybe it is. Not sure how that happened. Just press delete, delete. Oh no, don't press delete twice. Just one time, and then try to just delete that one line. It's really hard when you can't see anything. This doesn't have outline view like Illustrator does. Maybe it does actually. I don't think so. Here, I'll give it a yellow stroke so I can see it better. There it is. So I don't know where this came from. Let's delete that. Let's use the pen tool actually. Delete anchor point. There we go. It's kind of weird though that it has two lines coming out of it and this one just doesn't have any color on it now. I don't know, that's weird. Can't even delete it like normal. Um, Again, it could just be a glitch. I'm just gonna delete that because it's weird and do another one. This time I'll keep it more simple. But go to text wrap, turn on wraparound object shape. It's doing it again. I'm not sure why that's happening, but it's creating like a two strokes. See when I move this, it's leaving a double behind it. It could again. It's probably my computer. Something's wrong with it. It's like why is it doing that? Or it might be when you turn on text wrap, it creates like a second shape around it. Yeah, if I turn off text wrap, there's no double line anymore. When I turn on text wrap, and I start moving these, then I get the double line. So I'm not sure how we can avoid that. See, as long as I don't deselect the shape, seems like it stays a single line. But if I deselect it and I try clicking that point again, see right now it's just one. If I click outside, click this again, Now there's two. I don't get it. But anyways, that looks good. Let's turn off the stroke on this one. Move this up a little bit. I need to adjust this a tiny bit. Not sure why this top line is empty. I'll press backspace. That didn't do anything. Okay, well, you could also force paragraph breaks. Here, this is being annoying at right here we got this line by itself, completed by Goya based on paintings by Velasquez Goya. Like, we should just move this here to the next paragraph. So, you could press Shift Return. Oh no, that doesn't work. If I press Return here, then I could get it to go to the next side. But there's also a special character you could insert. Insert break character, column break. And that pushes it to the next column. And by the way, this has 4 columns, so I split it into 4 by increasing the number of columns up here. It's also in object text frame options. Number of columns, 4. And that looks fine. I don't like how long this G and the Y are, because the rest of this is pretty far from the text, but then you get here and then this is all super close. So I'll have to find a different font. What happened to my character panel? Window, type, character. I'll pick a font that doesn't do that. Like this. I don't know if this matches the style of Francisco de Goya, but it's not letting me do a straight line because I still have text frame options, auto size, height and width turned on, so I'll turn that off. And I can make this wider. Move this away till it fits. I'm probably gonna have to decrease the font size. Too big for this page or this spread. And center it to the um, center to spread, align to spread. And same with this, I guess, align to spread. But now that I moved that, I also moved this thing. So it kind of changed the way everything was lined up. But that's fine. And we have that annoying double line. I'm not sure how to avoid that because it's confusing. We have two lines. This one doesn't really affect the text. We have the original like shape, and then we have the shape for the text wrap. I don't know why it's not just one shape. There's no option to keep it one. If I turn it off though, it probably gets rid of it and then resets it. So it's just, we're seeing one. And then yeah, now it looks fine. Check if you have overset text. You have one error down here. It says red circle, one error. Let's see what it is. One of our links, missing link, untitled 5.tiff. What would that be? I guess this whole background picture is missing. You have to relink it. Missing link, double click to relink. Um, Maybe it's this. Oh no, this is a. It was. Oh, it's not exactly the same. Guess I'm missing the original picture. I must have got rid of it. And what's this one? Untitled one, copy. Nah, that's not it either. So I lost one of the pictures. It's not here, unfortunately. Well, I'm sure you could Google and find this picture. I don't think I photoshopped it. Maybe I did, honestly. I might have collected a bunch of different Goya images and put them together. Or I just found this whole picture as is. We could always Google Francisco de Goya. See if that image pops up anywhere. You could also do a reverse image search, but no, I think I might have photoshopped it because as you can see, these are all like separate paintings. I think I put them together in Photoshop. Anyways, I'll end it here because we got like 15 minutes left, but let me save the rest of this time to answer questions if you have, and also to upload all of this. And let's see, so here's all the China stuff. Let me edit that, and so the two options, China or Francisco de Goya. So I'll upload the Francisco de Goya stuff. Now, unfortunately, I lost that original picture, so there's this. Looks like I also photoshopped this one. I don't know. I don't remember. And then this one. None of these are just the original. You're gonna have to probably just Google images for Francisco de Goya. Um, the text. Let's copy that, put it in a new, I'll put this in a text document. And I'll upload that. So for the China one, I gave you the pictures. If you're gonna do Francisco de Goya, find your own pictures. Okay, but the text is provided for the China stuff and for Goya, so use those. Let's put the due date. Let's see. Make this one due next Tuesday. Again, the hardest part, honestly, is having the material, the text and images, coming up with that. When someone gives it to you, I think it's a lot easier. I like having limited options. I feel like when your options are too open, you just spend way too much time experimenting and wasting time. So, any questions? No questions? Can you hear me? I'm not muted, am I? No.
No, no question so far.
Okay. So you guys know what to do, right, for your next assignment. You still have the other one due on the 8th. I don't know why I made it due on the 8th. What's the 8th?
That's a Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That is all. Um, I mean, we do have some time. I thought that would have taken a lot longer. It's only 9:33. Let's see.
Oh, hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Sir, question. This is not with regards to this homework, but for homework number two, do we need to remember you made the logo? Do we need to use that on our assignment, or because can't find where you uploaded? Did you upload it? The logo for the Olympics?
I don't think I did. I probably didn't upload it.
Ah, okay. So can we use a different logo for the Olympics, like the ring?
Yeah, you could, but I think this is the official for Paris Olympics. It's right there.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
I'll upload it just so you have it, but you could do the regular Olympics. You use whatever Olympic logo you want, but I'll give
All
you
right.
this one.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me just edit that real quick. And did I save it up here somewhere? There it is. I have the white and the black. I'll put both of those. But if you open it in Illustrator, you could change the color.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And remember, like it doesn't let you convert. It doesn't let you bring this in as a vector into InDesign unless you copy paste it from Illustrator.
Oh, okay.
So if you bring it in just like this, drop it into InDesign, it's gonna be like this. like look pixelated, and then you can't change the color of it or anything. You'll change the background
Mm,
color, but you won't be able to edit it like a vector, like an actual shape that you would draw here. But if you
okay.
open it in Illustrator first, copy paste it from Illustrator to here, then you'll get it as a shape.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Did I save this? Oh, no. What else? I had a couple lessons that I wanted to go over, but I forgot. I think lesson 4 we didn't look at yet. We just look at what this is. Preview for next class. We'll do this next class. Lesson 4. Start and end file. Okay, yeah, this one's cool lesson. We'll do this. Just about importing images and adding captions, splitting into columns, using the what is it? There's like a content collector and content placer tool. We'll go over that. Not really used very often, but also talk about linked images. Um, anyways, yeah, we'll save that for next class. I should upload that just so it's ready. Lesson files. Oh, it's already there, lesson 4. Okay, let me just upload the rest of these while I have them. Lesson 5, 6, and 7. And next week, what this week is what, the third week already? Right? We're in week 3 already, or is it week?
Yes, sir.
That means next week is the last week, so I don't know if we'll have time to go over all of these. Your final assignment will be similar to what I just gave you, the China thing. I'll give you, um, will I give you the text? I'll give you some of the material, but then you're gonna have to do like 3 different versions for social media, something like that. I'll let you know, but don't worry about that. That's your final. Okay, it's close enough to 9:45. I think that we can start wrapping up. The sign out code is stop recording.